Once it's on, it would be great if you could tell me if it actually works. Oh,
It looks like it's working.
yeah. Also, well, without
Wait.
hiccups.
Okay, yeah, I can see the picture.
Yeah, but can you see yourself
And
fluently?
um, there's usually a delay of a few seconds in there, so
Yeah, but is it
that's
fluent?
that's
Is
hard to
it?
judge. But it looks pretty fluent. Yes, I
Okay.
believe I see your mouse cursor, so you
Yeah,
might want to move that out of the way.
I
There's a
can't
white,
really.
tiny white little speck. Exactly. Yeah, it's moving. Okay. Um, one more thing. I'm trying to find out the YouTube URL for the stream.
Mm,
There we are. Okay, this is it.
oh, I can't. Uh,
Let me copy this to the wiki.
not quite sure where the mouse cursor is now, but I'm gonna try to iconify the whole thing.
Okay. Ah, damn. One more new line. And here we go. Close the wiki. Close the YouTube page. And almost on time. This is X2Go, the spread 2022, aka Happy Holidays. And for those of you who are new to the project, I'm Stefan Bauer, X2Go's community manager and lead evangelist. And to have a recurring theme this week, we'll open each talk with the question, what's your favorite spread? And for today, I'm presenting something that Mike will probably like as well, a yeast-based vegan spread with herbs. Just trying to hide the manufacturer name so we are not doing any subliminal advertising here. Anyways, let's start off with some statistics. This is the 11th annual X2Go community event, and you are about to hear the 8th State of the Union address, since we started in 2014 with those addresses, but skipped 2021. One and a half of these addresses were presented by Mike, the remaining ones by me. And this is also the second X2Go the spread. The first one was just a few weeks ago, and the second time that one of our own events is 100% online. X2Go the Spread 2022 consists of 4 talks and 1 Orca meeting, spread out, hence the name, across all 5 days of this work week. So let's take a quick look at this week's agenda. Like I said, 4 talks and 1 Orca meeting, all starting 2000 CET. This starting time was a feedback we got from the first X2Go the Spread a few weeks ago. Let me just allow Yuri in here. And today I will present you X2Go's State of the Union address. Tomorrow, Mihai will tell you about his work on libx2go client, X2Go client in general, and X2Go internals. On Wednesday, Mike and or Daniel will tell you about X2Go integration into Remina. And on Thursday, Alex will show his work on K-Drive and the HTML5 client. On Friday, we'll have the annual Orca meeting as the only German language event in the series. Let me just grant moderator rights to Mihai here. Mihai, if other people try to join the Jitsi room and they look familiar, please let them in.
Mm-hmm.
So here it is, the State of the Union address. As always, a short recap on what has happened since the last State of the Union address. Now, the last one was back in 2020 at the Gathering. And after that, we had one more event in 2020, the IT Congress. Due to the pandemic situation, this became an entirely virtual event, and we got to record our talk in a professional green screen studio. If you haven't watched it, do go to the 2020 events page later on in the wiki and check it out. Even though the teleprompter wasn't working for me that day, it was one of the most professional videos we ever recorded. Also, this version of the talk contains an update on how to use Tor, the onion router, to connect to an X2Go server in the Google Cloud, so you no longer need a jump host for it. For 2021, Pi and More had indicated they want to run a replacement event for the one that was cancelled in 2020, sometime in March 2021. But due to the pandemic situation, they instead replaced it with a virtual event in January. For this event, we came up with a new talk showing off how X2Go ThinkLine Edition Live can be made to work on the Raspberry Pi. In March 2021, Chemnitzer Linux Days, Chemnitzer Linux Tage were turned into a virtual event as well, running inside an 8-bit retro computing themed virtual world called Work Adventure. Sadly, CLT was not interested in our talk. They wanted to hear me talk about my other project, the Granophone, instead. So we only had a virtual booth staffed mainly by me and Mihai. This was followed by Linux Presentation Day 2021.1 in May, also an entirely virtual event, where we repeated the Pi and More talk. After that, there was a roughly 6-month gap. I guess most event organizers were hoping for a more stable COVID situation, which they would have had in hindsight, but nobody could predict it for sure back then. So in November, we were back at IT Congress in the recording studio for the second virtual edition of the event and repeating the Raspberry Pi talk once more, this time with a working teleprompter. Feel free to check out that video as well. You can find it. You can find a link to it on the 2021 events page. And the last two events of 2021 were the Tux Days, Tux Tage, another virtual event where we presented X2Go TCE live on the Raspberry Pi, and the ill-fated X2Go The Gathering 2021, which we had to cancel on short notice as several key members of the X2Go project and the Orca Club suddenly fell ill. This brings us to the year 2022, which started off with another virtual edition of Chemnitzer Linux Days, Chemnitzer Linux Tage. This time, both Mihai and Yuri were staffing the virtual booth inside the Work Adventure, together with me. And this year we were also assigned a talk slot again, which we used to showcase X2Go's upcoming HTML5 client. Also in March, our umbrella organization, Orca EV, was finally able to host its annual meeting, which was originally scheduled to take place back in December 2021, alongside the Gathering. And again, there was an almost 6-month gap where no events took place. It seems everybody was waiting for the BA1 wave to subside, but then BA5 took over and caused new spikes in the infection rate. This also messed with our plans for X2Go The Gathering 2022 in summer, which is why we are having X2Go The Spread 2022 now. In September, a Linux Day in the north of Germany, namely in Kiel, the Kielux, decided they would offer an online track alongside the real-world event. So while we were unable to set up a booth there for various reasons, we were able to present the HTML5 client there as well. Just about a week later, Linux Day AT in Dornbirn, Austria took place, the only real-life event we were able to attend in 2022. And since I was unable to attend in person, and they didn't allow streamed or pre-recorded presentations, Mihai stepped in and presented the HTML5 client on site. The second X2Go team member to come along and staff the booth was Yuri. So a big thank you to both Mihai and Yuri for stepping in, taking over the presentation, and staffing the booth when I was unable to do either. 2 more events took place after that, both in November, and since they were virtual events, I was able to present the HTML5 client all by myself again. The first one was another green screen recording in the studio at IT Congress. The second one was for the Tux Days, the Tux-Tage, the same event that already had us back in 2021. And about 2 weeks ago, we had our first 100% virtual X2Go event, X2Go the Spread, the 2021.5 edition. This was both a replacement for the cancelled gathering back in 2021, as well as a dress rehearsal for the recording and streaming equipment we had to set up ourselves, as the tech we used previously and which allowed us to stream directly to YouTube is no longer offered by the host of our video conferencing platform. Several failed tests are actually the reason why the 2 spreads are scheduled in such quick succession. We just couldn't get things to work any sooner than that. What we also did during that event was clean up some technological debt, updating several machines in the X2Go infrastructure to current versions, and work on X2Go related code. And now, finally, the last event of the year, this year's X2Go the Spread. As I explained earlier, this is a replacement event for X2Go the Gathering 2022, which we couldn't host in real life due to the pandemic, and which we couldn't schedule any sooner due to the tech issues we had. The main reason for spreading out when going virtual is that participants complained about being unable to take a weekend off from the family while still being physically present at home. We had originally scheduled the meetings to start at 1800 CET, but one feedback from the first event was that this was way too early and also taking too many hours off of real-life chores and duties. So we have now rescheduled to start at 2000 CET with only 1 talk per day. From past and present, now on to the future. We have 3 days to come up with a volunteer and a suitable topic for FOSDEM. This is a real-life-hybrid event with physical presence preferred. Any takers, please let me know right after I'm done with my talk. The talk needs to fit either into a 50 or a 15-minute slot. For 2023, Chemnitzer Linux Days, Chemnitzer Linux Tage is currently planning a real-life event again. The deadline for both booths and talks seems to be January 4th, 2023. We are in dire need of both booth staff. So far, only 1 person, Yuri, has volunteered. Yet we need at least 2 and a maximum of 4 for the booth. And please, if you can make it, let me know right after the presentation. The second point is the talk situation is even worse. We still need a topic and not only a volunteer speaker. In the more distant future, and without an exact date yet, like Pine More-Pine Radio, Linux Info Day Augsburg, Linux Infotag Augsburg, which is also planned as a real-life event at the moment. Then there's Linux Wochen Wien, Linux Weeks Vienna, Hackverglaus Summer, Tübix, and our annual event, be it a gathering or a spread, as well as Linux Day AT in Dornbirn, Austria again, IT Congress, Tux-Tage, Tux Days, and Hackverglaus Winter. Save for FOSDEM and Chemnitzer Linux Days, no dates nor event types, meaning real life, hybrid, virtual, have been communicated yet. Regarding our own event, X2Go the Gathering or X2Go the Spread, it will depend on the pandemic situation once more. If we get the impression that the situation is at least somehow manageable for a real life event, we'll apply for a weekend slot either at Linux Hotel or at the new Shackspace location. The 2020 location has been closed and is about to be torn down. On the other hand, if the situation is still too uncertain for a real-life event, then we will probably have another X2Go the Spread in the 4th quarter of 2023. So let's look at our open issues, to-dos, and goals for the future. While COVID still isn't over, it isn't new or surprising anymore. After more than 2 years, we've now learned to work around it somehow, which is why it is now time to pick up where we've left in 2020 and finally release a few things. First, the Reminar plugin. We'll cover that in more detail on Wednesday, and my understanding is that the work on it is complete. Second, K-Drive and the HTML5 client. That will be covered on Thursday, but maybe Mihai and whoever needs to work on getting it released can already start preparing everything today. Third, I've been told that there are quite a few changes in the NX libs that haven't made it into our stable release yet. So we should also look at that. But that's not all. Our GitLab migration has stalled, and now that we'd be ready to continue, our initial volunteer for the server is no longer responding to email. So we are looking for new volunteers to maintain that server. This is more an issue of administration and maintenance rather than hosting. My understanding is that while we have 2 potential volunteers, both aren't too happy about it and don't really want to commit to it unless absolutely necessary. Another option would be a Gitea instance for which we would have a willing volunteer, namely Yuri. However, Gitea is less popular with the devs than or with the devs outside X2Go, so it might deter new contributors. Finally, if you know of a provider for GitLab or Gitea that offers managed services and guarantees that the server is located in Germany, please let us know as well. Some to-dos that we expect to work on today and or in the following days. There's the X2Go TCE live build for the Raspberry Pi, which seems to be broken, and broken for both Buster, where it once worked, and Bullseye, which is weird. And I need to investigate if it is merely due to wrong boot parameters or if something else is amiss. Next, the X2Go TCE Live build script collection should become a Debian package, preferably for inclusion into Bookworm. Yuri has indicated that he could help with getting this prepared, and Mike has indicated that he could take care of packaging and inclusion into Debian once he returns from his vacation. He'll go on vacation by the end of this week after we have our ORCA meeting, and I'm not quite sure how many weeks he'll be gone, but he said he'll be back in time to get this into Debian Bookworm before the freeze, if we have done our part. So finally, a continuation from the last event, the Spread 21.5. Yuri and I have worked on getting the broker demo environment updated and overhauled, but ran out of time, so that is something we can work on this week again. And also we are seeing at least 2 long-term goals: better audio support and better single application / published application support in K-Drive. Last time I tried the latter, it was a bit flaky, to say the least. This is something we could set up donation or funding campaigns for via ORCA. And the same goes for new features in the HTML5 client, like adding audio and file sharing support to it. This will cost money. Someone will have to work on this for money. And that's something where we could use our new ORCA funding platform for. Now, 2 items from my usual complaint list remain. The second one, again, with a slight twist. We really need to start doing dev meetings again, so we can get releases out in time. And I'm wondering if maybe we should use Jitsi instead of IRC for that. And also, with real-life events being out of scope at the moment, how can we advertise X2Go? If anyone has media contacts or some other idea, let me know. I've recently tried to sneak X2Go into a newspaper article via guerrilla marketing, but I doubt that such a single action will have much of an effect. So again, if you have any ideas, please let me know. So the next 3 days will have a similar schedule as today: 1 talk, followed by a Q&A and or a discussion, followed by what has come to be known as open coding, Friday will be a bit different. On Friday, we'll have our German language Orca meeting, which I expect to last at least 1, maybe 2 hours. So I doubt that we will have any volunteers left after that want to work on X2Go code on that day. But if you do want to, feel free to show up. We'll be there. We'll keep the room open for you if you want to work on code. All right, that was all, folks. Thank you for your time. I'm now ready to take questions and await your feedback. And don't forget to speak up if there's a particular task that you would like to volunteer for. Okay, seems we do not have any questions.
I would just add some messages. We have spoken that we need mock in up-to-date version for Debian. I have realized it now. Mike would sponsor some packages for it, and it's already ready to test.
Okay, Mihai, are you aware of this?
Not really. Okay, what again, please?
Do you have possibility to test mock on one bookworm machine?
Does Mike already have mock ready? Or
No.
well, I don't.
I have prepared mock for Debian Bookworm right now.
Yeah,
but it's right now. It's just on my PC, or no? It's really on Salsa and GitHub. It's just 3 packages that we need. One is mock in version 3.5. The second is templated dictionary, where Mike says that he would upload it. And the third one was distributed GPG keys. It's just all GPG keys from CentOS, RHEL, and so on.
Okay, I see what you did there. I just opened up your Salsa account. Well, the general issue is that Frederick.
I don't really know which part are you using and which part are you need on Yapsand, I mean. I have tested it with just mock init bootstrap. It was ready to prepare a change root with Fedora Rawhide. And for CentOS, not really CentOS, it was Rocky 9.1. Yes.
Yeah, and that probably won't work because we still need special patches for mock to work correctly on Debian. I've patched the version that we've been using so far, which is I think 1.2.33 or something like that, like really old by now, to work well, maybe not correctly, but in a way that works better than it used to work before. Now, the general thing is, and I will say this in the talk tomorrow anyway, Is it Federico Pierret? What's his name? Yeah, Frederic Pierret wants to package mock for Debian already, and he is the maintainer for DNF within Debian. He's a person who took over my work, which I've done back then, a few years ago, um, to port DNF into Debian for Debian, and DNF has been part of Debian since, well, at least Bullseye. And he told me that he's actually working on getting mock back into Debian as well. And I've basically given him a list of pointers what to look out for, because Debian breaks the RPM packages.
Okay.
The real RPM, the actual RPM package.
Yes, but DNF is packaged.
DNF is packaged, yeah.
So I have used it to create a change route for Fedora Rawhide and for CentOS, for Rocky. Okay. I can give you, yes, I know this. As I wrote intend to package bug report.
Well,
not really. I have
ITP.
contacted the old maintainer of mock. It was Safria Kochen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after this, he wrote an intent to package for mock. I would paste this bug report just here in.
Has Frederic Pierret answered to that?
And Holger Lefsen posted that, okay, Frederic Pierret want to do it as well.
Yeah.
And he would commenting this package. You can just read it on the link what I was sent.
Right, because he's a guy who actually maintains mock within Debian. He's working for CubeOS. And they have, well, some use case for building RPM packages on Debian. Obviously, I mean they do a lot with virtualization and stuff like that. So they actually want to have this in Debian, and he's pretty good at maintaining it most of the time. Because I'm listed as the maintainer currently, which I never intended to be put in. I'm seeing what the bug reports against DNF. I'm seeing all bug reports against DNF usually, and how they are resolved.
My question was,
yeah,
can you test this mock package? And I don't really have an answer yet.
No, not easily, I guess. I mean, I could test them on. Not really, without updating the whole machine, I guess.
Is this an architecture-dependent package, or is this all?
This is a Python package essentially, so it's not architecture dependent.
So in theory, you could grab one of the Power Builder machines, snapshot it, update it, and test the package?
Yeah, in theory, yes.
Not really, because you don't really have. I don't know, maybe, but I know that it's not really PowerPC based Rocky or CentOS distribution for PowerPC.
Should. Oh yes, CentOS should support PowerPC Little Endian, PowerPC 64 Little Endian just fine.
The 9 version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yuri, I don't know if you already know, because you have just recently been granted access to those machines. We have two machines that are hosted with Ozu Oslo um, that run power. Well, actually, we have 4 machines there running power in the 64-bit Little Endian, and I think one builder machine is in 64-bit Big Endian still. And basically, we are using these machines to build packages for PPC 64 and 64LE for various platforms like various distributions like CentOS and Red Hat and whatnot, not only Debian. That is all Mihai's work, and that is why I just had the idea. We have this machine there that's already doing builds using mock,
Mm.
and so maybe we could just snapshot it so we can fall back to the original state after testing,
Well,
upgrade
no,
this machine.
no. The point is
No,
that the PPC Big Endian machine is dead anyway, right? So we could repurpose that to something else.
or that,
Like,
yes, that would
yeah.
work fine as well. Just snapshot
Yeah.
it so we have a backup of everything, and
Well,
yeah, go for it if you want.
snapshot both builders, then destroy or rebuild the other one as a little endian machine. Put the little endian snapshot in there. I mean, restore it there as well, so that we have essentially 2 identical machines, and then upgrade one of them to
Bookworm.
Bookworm or Bullseye. I mean, Bookworm is still on testing, right?
Yes,
Um,
but this package is really for Bookworm.
which shouldn't be a big deal to backport, really. I mean, it's just depending on well, it's depending on DNF and okay. When is Bookworm going to be released? It's not going to be released till like March or so the next year, or
I
April
mean,
even.
freeze in January.
Yeah, freeze is in January. So, but between the freeze and the actual release,
The Debian never has a fixed time frame for this, as far as I know.
yeah, I know, but
So you can expect it to be released sometime between March and July, probably.
probably, but you know, that's, I mean, it probably will spend at least about 6 months in free state in order to fix all release critical bugs and stuff. Um, okay.
I have checked right now Rocky 9 for
Yeah,
architecture
yeah,
and only Little Endian architecture for
yeah.
PowerPC is
That's
supported.
Yeah, that's what we said. Big Onion is dead anyway. I mean, Big Onion is dead for basically all
Yep.
distributions. Only CentOS 7 or Red Hat 7 actually still supports Big Onion, the Big Onion PPC 64 architecture, and we could,
Do they still support it? I thought they were.
yeah, they still support it. As far as I know, they still support it because they've been supporting it, you know, from the beginning, so they can't just drop support for it, even
Yeah,
though
but
IBM said that.
wasn't Red Hat 7 to be EOL'd this year?
No, in 2024.
24. Okay,
Yeah, so next year essentially, um, which is not a
but
big deal because, you know, if there's some need for that, a customer could come forward and pay for it. But I don't see why we should still support it and build packages for it. It just doesn't make sense.
does Red Hat grab our source code somewhere and build
No.
their own packages from it,
Um,
like Debian does?
yeah, as part of EPEL, but I'm not sure if EPEL even builds PPC64 packages. They probably do somehow, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, they probably do.
So in that case, if there was a prospective customer, they could try the packages there, and if there's still something amiss that we need to fix for them, um, they could contact one of our support companies in the
Yeah.
X2Go wiki.
Or if they actually want to have it, you know, in one repository like other people do.
Mhm. Okay.
But given that IBM actually pulled the plug on the big endian stuff, I don't see why we should still support it, or even build packages for it. It right now it doesn't even. I mean, we've never had PPC64 big endian support anyway. We've only had a package. Yeah, we did have that for RPM, at least for CentOS. But we never had it for Debian, because all builds we've done have been for PowerPC 32 bits big endian only.
All right.
Uh, because Debian never had a PPC 64 big endian port, really. I mean, they did have an unofficial port, but it was never part of the official release list, and it never actually made it to fruition. Okay, Holger lesson.
Stefan, did you have time to check kernel parameter no components on Raspberry Pi?
In theory, yes. What I would like to do first is check the last working build I have and check what kernel parameters were passed back then and see if they differ from the current build. If they differ from the current build, I would just try the old ones first before going the no components route. Because what might just have happened is that I somehow messed up the kernel parameters in the build script between the various builds. So maybe we have some Intel AMD specific parameters in there that are breaking things, or some Intel PC parameters in there that may be breaking things on the Pi. Or maybe I'm lacking a parameter that needs to be there for the Pi, and that's what I'd like to check first by just comparing a working with a non-working version. But after that, yes, if that doesn't solve it, if that doesn't provide a clue as to what's going wrong, then yes, no components would be the next way to go. Okay. So I have a Pi 400 next to me, and I'm just trying to hook it up.
So Freer did the ITP, okay.
Okay. We have a Pi. We need a mouse. Screen is already up and running. Okay, what's next? Power cable. And here we see if this thing boots. Oh no. Oh, come on. Oh, what's this? Oh.
Wait, Yuri, are all packages within? No, they're not. Wait.
What exactly is your question?
Yeah. So distribution GPG keys is not part of mock, right? It's a different package.
No, it's
It's a unique.
different. You can find it
Yeah.
on GitHub.
Yeah, I know
And
that I can find it on GitHub, but
I have fixed the Debian packaging on this. Just a moment.
this package didn't exist so far, so this would be a completely new package, right?
I would I would make a new VNPP with an intent to package because it's just a dependency of mock.
But I currently can't see it on Salsa, or maybe, well, Salsa is relatively slow right now.
Just a moment. If you need binary package, I can just give
I
it
don't
to
need a
you.
binary package, I need
If
a source package.
if you want to have a source package, then you can find it on GitHub. Here's the link for it.
On GitHub, okay. Yeah, well, I know, yeah, I know. But it's okay. So you've basically added a Debian
And my plan is to add it to Debian. I don't really know.
We've been working with upstream to include the Debian directory directly into it. Okay.
Yes, but I don't know if Debian would accept this because it's just coming from Red Hat. Another side, DNF are coming from Red Hat as well.
Yeah, but that's not a big deal. I mean, as long as the keys are installed in the correct location, that shouldn't be an issue. Distribution.install user share distribution GPG keys. Yeah, okay, so this is not even
Fallhierarchie-Stammdaten.
Yeah, that should work, okay. So this is why you don't have it on Salsa.
Yes, I have just patched it on GitHub, and I plan to make intent to package bug right now, and then move it or part of it to Salsa, because for initial packaging I need version number -1 and changelog should be as well as empty. Yes, it would be part of it. Move it, not move it. Copy it to Salsa. Empty the changelog. Just let initial packaging, and if somebody sponsor it, it would be really nice.
Python 3 templated dictionary. That's a new Python module as far as I can see, right?
Yes, this can you find in Python team on Salsa. And Mike wanted to look it in today. I don't really know about the result right now.
Okay, so was that?
I hear the link for templated dictionary.
Yeah, I've seen it. Okay. Has this been? No, but is it? So it's not part of Debian yet.
Mike, just a moment. I should be in PP.
No, it's not part of Debian yet. Okay. No, because I see that it's been that people have been working on it for like Bullseye already, according to the README file. So there have been unofficial builds for Buster even. Okay.
Here's link with answer from Mike.
So that's why there has been a Buster package so far. Okay. Well, but an unofficial one built on build.opensys.org. No build. Yeah.
Yes, it exists on Open Build Service. Yes.
Okay. Not sure if I need that, but
Sorry, you just asked for mock in New Debian.
yeah. Okay, how do I can never remember how to.
This works.
My point has just been that I've had this response from Frederick that he intends to package mock for Debian. Okay. The link doesn't seem to be working. That could probably be fixed somehow.
Which one?
The
You mean Lindian link?
yeah, no, the README MD link.
Here we have it.
MD?
Yeah. It's a symlink to the mock README MD directory, but at least on Salsa it doesn't work. It just shows the actual file location, but that's fine.
Can you shortly share your screen?
Yeah. Okay. That's what I mean. But you know, that's fine. That's
Okay,
not really. Yeah.
it's just an
Wait.
upstream. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's is it working for upstream? It's working for upstream. Yep. So it's just not working on Salsa because GitHub actually supports links in for these files, but Salsa doesn't. Okay. Or
Okay, yeah.
GitLab itself doesn't, right?
Yes.
Fine. Okay. No, but what I'd like to do is to fork this package somehow. never know how to. Um, uh,
Another question. Right now I have access to OpenStack,
mm,
but I don't really have access to these machines without reboot. Yes.
right. I'd have
Um,
to. I'd have to add your SSH keys to these. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. I don't really hear something from Heinz. He wanted on the. It was.
Yeah, I need to
He
ping him. I need to ping him again regarding the DNS stuff. Yeah, you asked about. He was having some trouble with it now, I believe, and I saw a few tickets bouncing there.
Yes, I have seen
But
it.
I'm not sure if those issues are resolved by now. Okay, so I was able to extract the CMD line from the working PyTCE image. And let's see what this little bugger does when I boot the other one.
Okay, let's clone this. Um, mock. Okay, some core configs is not being used any longer. I think they put the configs right into mock itself. Yeah. Well, okay, it was always, okay. I know it was always in mock itself, okay.
Something about Orca IV. Stefan, I have tried to make a transaction on Friday and today as well.
Okay.
And it's just broken. It shows to me that this is not possible for your account.
Okay,
Something
can you
like
send me
that.
a screenshot so I can escalate it with the support staff?
Yes, I have. Okay. I should fix my mail. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay, now I'd actually need the patch. Or... But, okay, who's the maintainer for... RPM?
Okay, we want this one. This was on December 2nd. Some of the last build, so it should be clean. And this directory. Let's try this. Wait, this one is rebooting, so let's just use this one instead. And this one becomes our new master copy, and this one our testing. Okay, CD. This one. And we have a image file copy. And this image file needs to be transferred using sudo ed if equal image file of equal b block size 4096k and status equal progress. Let's see. What? Oh dear. Like this maybe?
Check content. Okay, let's see what packages actually. I mean, Alien depends on RPM, which is fine. DTRX depends on RPM, but it is an intelligent archive extraction tool, which doesn't actually matter because it only uses RPM to CPIO. It doesn't actually install anything. OBS build, OBS worker, both depend on it. No, they actually do use it. But I think that we've had to patch them anyway. Oh, OBS build is not part of. Oh yes, it is part of stable. RPM developer info. I think that we do patch it somehow.
Maybe you have patched the stuff with GPG keys because
Yeah.
an old package of mock only Fedora
I know,
home
yeah.
version was
I've added a lot of GPG keys, and I usually do that every single time, anything changes, or whenever I have time for that. Yeah. No. I'm actually looking at RPM itself. Um. I think that OBS build doesn't actually need any changes. What about OBS worker? Debian. Okay. Very interesting. Ether. OpenSCAP utils. OpenSCAP utils. Mm. Oh, doesn't matter. Okay, we will have go packages. Source. No, this is X2Go, right? Hmm. Storage. Okay.
Yes. Hmm. All right.
Okay, yeah, so it still needs a few more patches. This could go to site defaults, maybe? Well, doesn't really make sense. Yuri, how far? I mean, Debian has already completed the user and bin merge, right?
Yes.
User merge. Okay, so basically, um, if I call /bin RPM, it will also pick up user bin RPM. So that's not a real issue anymore.
Um, can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Because today I have found one bug that Zoom link was set not correctly. It should be
Which symlink?
two. um, it was one directory, one subdirectory more that expected.
Which one? In DNF?
No, in mock. Just a moment. I am not sure right now if I have fixed it on Salsa or just on my machine.
From sbin to user sbin relative path. Maybe this one? Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. So from sbin to user sbin relative path. Sysconfig. Dear. Yeah, well, sure. If you install it into user sbin, then this will need to be fixed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is this sysconf dear? Okay.
Yes, it's on Salsa. Is this
Yeah.
sysconfdir?
I know, sysconf dear.
Yeah.
Weirdly, this has worked though. It's been okay. User bin. Ah, wonder why this actually worked for the older version. Shouldn't have worked. Okay. And then there is why
Interesting.
this conf dear. What about oh okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, and that's fine, but still, we probably can keep this as is. We don't need to change it from /bin/rpm to user bin rpm, as far as I'm concerned, because at least not for bookworm and up, which already does have uh, user merge. Um, we I will have to backport the patch for Bullseye, for instance. depending on what version I want to upgrade to. But it probably makes sense to go to. Well, I don't know. I mean, we're still on Stretch, so I'd have to basically upgrade to Buster and then to Bullseye, which will.
Yes, and maybe in half a year to Bookworm,
Yeah,
or
that
in a year. Yes.
that probably wouldn't be a big deal if we have most packages set up within Debian. I mean, I'd probably still have to patch them, but not as heavily. But the sysconfig gear issue is probably what I have worked around in our build scripts, because I've kept wondering why it wouldn't take. Wait, yeah, why it wouldn't take um, a relative path to the config file, um, and it wouldn't even take /etc/mock slash something config file. So I've had to basically prefix it with another dot dot. So that might explain this bug.
I mean, I have just taken a new upstream, and yes, it was one bug that I have found, and it was relative easy to fix it.
Well, but that's just for Debian, right? I mean, you
Yes.
haven't actually upstreamed this patch, because I'm not even sure how it would be upstreamed. Probably not at all, because uh
I am not sure because Red Hat is maintaining CentOS 7, RHEL 7, yes. And I mean in RHEL 7, user merge was not completed, yes. So maybe
I don't
the
remember.
guys from Red Hat just need.
I think that Red Hat 7 already had it. Red Hat 6 didn't have it. That's for sure. But I think that Red Hat 7 already had it. I'm but this is just I'm not sure. I'm just faintly remember it because well, Red Hat was one of the first distributions to actually do the merge. Um Debian never did it until now, up until now. Okay.
Okay, so regarding the Raspberry Pi, it does look like a kernel boot parameter issue at the moment. And we are patching the cmdline.txt file during the build. And I have the suspicion that something is going wrong there. So I've just started a new build where I edited my build script so it tells me exactly what's in that file. Curious as to what will be reported. We'll just have to wait. Mihai, I can see that you're typing, but I can't hear any one of you anymore, it seems. Can you still hear me?
Mm-hmm. We're just not
Okay.
talking right now.
Okay. Yuri, I just replied to your email, and regarding the Pi issue, there are two different cmdline.txt files. So the one between the working version and the non-working version, they differ significantly. So I will have to take a look why it's suddenly all that different in the new builds.
Okay. Did you check it now with no components or not?
No, I just compared the working and the non-working version. Let me see if I can just share the screen here. I need this application. You will probably have. Oh no. My window should be showing. That should override Mihai's. So the ones that says broken on top. That's
Please don't move your mouse
okay.
and just show it with your cursor and keyboard.
Yeah, you should see the highlighted line broken.
Yes.
That's below that is the cmdline.txt file from the broken machine or broken image. And here's the one that says OK. And you can see that it's way longer, contains way more parameters. So something is going wrong during the build that cripples our cmdline.txt file. And I'll have to find out what that is.
Okay, we need definitely boot live. Yes.
Yes.
Console TTY 0 and console TTY S1. Yeah. You can just let it. It would be chosen automatically.
The weird thing is that some parameters in the working version appear multiple times, like here net ifnames.0 appears here, appears here, and appears here.
Wow.
So
and
something.
If you just remove it, copy sacring, I don't know this. What
This is an X2Go TCE Live specific parameter. This copies a secret keyring for SSH from a second partition on the USB media into the live system, so you can use passwordless logins. It's documented in the wiki. It's not a standard kernel parameter.
Okay. Fast PO is
also one of
like
ours.
That. Yes.
This is also one of our parameters. This is fast power off. So if you boot into a RAM disk and you do not mount any local drives, then by using fast PO as a boot parameter, what happens is that when you click on the power off button in X2Go client, it just cuts off immediately. It cuts out immediately.
Using system request.
Yep.
Okay. BindFS is auch something related to your hooks.
BindFS, okay.
I have possibility to run this Pi build on power machine on ARM64 machine
Okay, cool.
server, and if you can test it, it would be really nice, because I don't have Raspberry Pi 4
Uh-huh.
and I
Yeah,
don't have.
we can arrange for that as soon as I can get my builds to work, because if my builds don't work, which are based on the official build script in the wiki, then your builds probably will not work either. Or are you using a completely different build approach?
Not really, but for Bookworm, I have seen that some parameters was not really good, because right now I'm using no components, but the issue is if you're using no components, username Debian would be not created, and so your X server is running as root. It's really bad, yes.
Yeah. Username Debian instead of username live. Is that a new change in Bookworm?
It's no. It's just a parameter username on command line, where you can choose which username should be default.
Okay, because normally when you're building a
Normally
live
is
building,
live.
it's live.
Or
The standard
normally is user and password is live. So
yeah, right. User and password live. Yeah. So that's why I was wondering why you were using Debian as a username. Is that something that is the new default in Bookworm, that the username is changed to Debian?
not really. I have I have misspelled it with OpenStack,
Okay.
with
Okay.
what was the name for it? Net Cloud Init.
Cloud Init.
Yes.
Because the thing is, I have one bullseye image for the Pi which boots, but it doesn't let me log in. I can use username user or root, and it just won't let me in no matter what password I try. Even blank password, nothing works, and it also doesn't connect to the network, so I can't SSH in. Which means I'm stuck at the login prompt. And now I was wondering if maybe I was using the wrong user ID, but obviously not. I wonder if maybe I should set init equals /bin/bash and try to boot like that.
And then
That would at least give me a bash shell, so I could look around in the system and maybe find out what's going wrong.
yes, but it's just before initialization of Squashfs.
Foiled again.
But you can just try debug option as kernel parameter.
True.
I mean, we have a really problem with some of components or with dependency. Last one, it was dependency on user setup, so that user setup was not installed in live build in Squashfs, and component to create users was just failing. If you use no recommends option, that maybe you fall into this issue.
Okay, let's try this. I'm removing silent and quiet, and I'm adding debug. And wasn't there another parameter that is good for debugging? Live debug or something like that?
I mean, it was just debug.
I thought Debian Live has another debugging parameter, but I'm not sure. I'll just try live debug. Let's see what happens. If it doesn't know what to do with it, it'll just ignore it. There we go. One, two. Yeah.
Live config dot debug, and debug is just the same option.
Okay. Okay, so I'm back at the step where the contents of the USB media is being copied into the RAM disk. So there's an async running, and now it has finished copying live file system squash as. This is I always got this file before, but now it's generating a lot more debug info. Oh, I can see that systemd has become active in there. You know that most of, or that I usually try to build without systemd. And now it seems to have dragged in some systemd components, and I'm guessing that this is somehow messing with our standard boot up scripts.
I'm building my images with systemd.
And the nasty thing is, once it's booted up to the login prompt, it deletes everything that has been on screen before. So all the debug messages are gone. I can't scroll up, it's all gone.
Yes, but you can just use journal CTL.
No, I can't, because I can't log in.
Okay.
Wasn't there a boot parameter like no clear TTY or something?
Yes, you have this parameter, but it's belonged to bootloader and the first stage of kernel booting, not the last one with Xserver. What you can do is to boot with
Yuri,
something like systemd.unit.
Yes? I'm not I'm not seeing a graphical login screen. I'm at the command line.
Okay. Can you log in?
No, that's the problem. I can see the command line prompt for the login, but I cannot log in there. So no clear TTY might actually work.
Maybe you can move with something like shift.
No, there's nothing to move because the screen gets blanked. That's the problem. This was introduced in, was it Debian Jesse?
Yes, clearing.
Some smart Alec decided that you do not need all these messages once the boot prompt appears and decided to just wipe them all off the screen. And made that the default for Debian.
But this is probably part of systemd.
Yes.
You could,
one more reason to hate systemd.
Try systemctl edit getty at tty1 and well, yeah, and add this to see if it works.
How would I enter this if I do not get a login screen, or if I cannot log in?
Well, or just edit it manually in the image that you're creating. Or use init bin bash to edit this file temporarily and then continue booting.
Let's see how this turns out.
Although I'm not sure if init bin bash actually drops you off. No, it drops you off into the live system after everything has been mounted, right? Well, no.
Reset.
It's in the init ramfs, but there.
Okay, no clear TTY is being ignored.
I mean, the other option would be to use scroll lock if you're fast enough.
Yeah, I need to find a moment right before the screen blanking happens. And that might prove a little tricky.
Well, you need that anyway, because you'll get, well, not a screen blanking, but
Mihai, Mihai, you know what the Raspberry Pi 400 does not have on its keyboard?
Scroll lock?
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
Nah, it's probably an FN combination key or something like that.
Nope, they completely deleted it because they needed to make space for another button, so they could have numlock and the power button up there. Power button is function and F10. Numlock is a standalone button. Then there's print screen, which becomes F10 and sysrequest, and there's delete and insert up there, and that's it.
Pi 400 scroll lock.
Stefan, can you try please systemd.unit?
Where would I try this if I can't log in?
Kernel parameter. Systemd.unit is the same as getty.target. Sorry.
Could you just copy the line into the chat so I can
Yes.
copy paste it over? Okay, that's something we can indeed try. Let's see. And this would drop me onto a shell that doesn't need a login?
It shouldn't, because Getty is also doing the login stuff.
In my opinion, it should just boot live boot, and you have option no TTY login, and the default is TTY auto login. Yes. So maybe it make auto login for you.
Well, right now I'm using the quote broken image unquote, and let me just.
And please
just copy the line.
Please try
right
it
now.
with no components as well.
Okay, first this approach, and next will be the no components. You mount, and here we go.
Are you using NodeM or LightDM or which display manager?
For this image, it should be NodeM. I believe we only use LightDM for the Marty Mini desktop versions, and this should be a classic X2Go TCE Live.
No, Stefan, the other problem could be that when Debian boots, it also changes the console font, so everything past that point, I mean past that point will be visible, but everything before that point will not be scrollable any longer. So if you need information from before that, even that won't help you. Because changing the console font actually discards the text buffer it had before.
So I'm back at the login prompt that doesn't work for me. Let me see if anything changed.
User live, maybe.
User. System is booting up. Unprivileged users are not permitted to log in yet. Please come back later for technical details. See PAM no login.
Wow.
And since there's no root password set, I can't log in. Okay, so next attempt. No,
just a moment.
No components.
Just wait. You have right now an IP address, yes? Can you check if SSH?
I don't think so. I just shut it off so I can switch the media to the machine. I can edit it, but I'll just plug it in again and reboot and see what happens. But my understanding is that this thing does not have an IP.
Okay, at least it should be IPv6 link local IP, something like FE80.
We'll see what happens. So Let me see
do
if
you
I can
have
find it on the
USSH key in this QuarshFS?
No, it would have to connect to the web server to download it. And like I said, I do not believe it has a working IPv4 stack at the moment. I'll check. Don't worry. Just a moment. It needs to boot again. Okay, link is. So there is a physical link because it's spitting out messages that link is down, link is up, etc. Link becomes ready, but I do not believe that we have an IP connection here. Wait, what do we see here? No, that's not where I want to go. 39 is and hi. This one. Yeah. Maybe this one. Let's see who this is. Alpha Networks. What the fuck is this? Okay, so there's no SSH server running. I cannot connect via SSH, but let's see what Nmap knows about this machine. Oh, well, let's ping it first. Ping. First news. Oh, there it is. It's not really responding to pings. Just a few out of the. Just a few packages are being returned. Oh, what's this? What's this? And if I pull the plug on it, will that change anything? Okay, so that's not this machine. Nope. Whatever this is, it's not this one.
I have write a message in chat. Maybe you can try this ping 6 command. Then you can see two machines on this interface. One is your machine and the other one is Raspberry Pi.
So I do need to unplug it from the switch it is in right now, and find some machine where I can connect it directly.
Yes.
Okay.
Just as another possibility.
If config which show. Okay, bridge 0. Zero, so this interface is in bridge 1. So let's give this a try. So there we go. And pin 6.
Entschuldigung. Sorry.
Okay, I am getting 2 replies from here, and let's see which one is my own. 1703 is my own, this one is the other one. So, if I copy this one, okay, so it does have an IPv6 address because it responds to the ping, but no service is up and running.
No SSH port open?
No SSH.
Okay, then we can try live -config dot components.
I'll just unplug it again, and so I can access the media and edit it. So, oh wait, what is this thing spitting out? Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh dear, oh dear. That's not what I wanted to do. Out of here. I wonder if this works. Let me just keep this thing online for a moment and check. Okay, can do. Okay, so I just ran an Nmap scan over it, and it also confirms that all scan ports are closed. So let's power off again and edit the file. Oh, okay, so this is a broken build.
You have a package list from your Squashify. Can you post it on Paste Debian.net or something like that?
Just a moment. I just need to clear something up here. And where's my editor? Ah, yeah. Okay. So, mount okay, we have the system D unit get the target, we have debug, and now you want me to use live-config.components.
Live-config, you can hide. Just try this one, what I wrote on the chat. Components equal to user setup.
Okay, we can do it. Do I put that in addition to no components or instead of it?
Instead of it.
Okay. Components user setup.
maybe sudo, comma, user setup is better.
Okay, let's try this again. And count, edit, sudo, comma, user setup, zoom out, and let's see what happens when we boot. There we go. And I'm done here, and I'm
Did you have right now systemd.unit equal to gt.target?
that's still in there, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
I should have probably enabled the chat and the general view in my recording stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was disabled for now, but I've enabled it now. Or, I actually pulled out the chat and used the
Maybe I
general
should do the
overview.
same on the recording machine.
If you haven't done so already, I don't know. But I should have done that earlier.
Excellent. No change on the Pi. Same situation. I get a login prompt. Oh, wait, I should try to log in now, of course. User.
Yes, please.
I'm still getting the system is booting up error message, so I can't log in. So this the first time I saw this was, I believe, once I entered the where was it? The systemd unit getty target line. I'll just try to remove it again and see what happens next.
It doesn't. You are testing it on Pi 400. Yes?
400, yes.
400.
I do have a Pi 4 that I could use, but I don't believe that would make much of a difference.
No.
Okay, so I was here. I need to get out of there, and I need to get back here and edit. Because what I actually need for my build test is an open automatic on both sides. And now it's start. No, no.
And on your build, you have used sysv init instead of systemd, yes?
Yes, so far, and it worked fine for Bullseye. For Buster.
For Buster, oh yeah.
And Bullseye is the one that is throwing me to a login prompt, but does do anything past that. User. Same game. Still complaining. Well, no, the complaint is gone. So it doesn't tell me that I can't log in, but I still can't log in.
Okay, wait. No login message is wait.
Indeed, that was this the systemd Getty target that you told me. This was causing the message to be displayed that the system is still booting up, and that I can't log in because of that, because I'm not root. And now that I've removed it, this message is gone, but I still cannot log in.
And you have sudo and user setup as well.
Yes.
Can you please check package list what is installed in Squashfs? Do you have user setup package?
Let me see how I can access this. Wait, I just need to delete a broken build from this machine. We should leave this on assembly. Yes, please. And start a new build. And we're back on this one. Mount. So where would this file be? Is it inside the Squashfs?
No. It's outside. Just a moment, I should look.
Because it doesn't look like there's much outside. Let me see if I can show you. And just find out. Ah, this works. This should work. Let me share the screen. So these are the files that are on this particular media. Oh.
Stefan, have you just muted yourself? Yeah. Okay.
Indeed.
Good. Yep.
Stefan, normally I have this in SRV backslash lb-x2go backslash live image arm64.packages.
And that's supposed to be on the machine with the image or on the build machine?
On the build machine.
This is interesting because on my build machine, SRV looks completely empty.
Okay, I don't know where are you building your images. It's just in this directory live image dash architecture dot packages.
Okay. So it would be in, say, this one. Okay. How do I share this? Undo this and share. Try it for probably this one. Let's see. Let's go in there. Oh, where do you want me to?
Okay,
Where do you want
package
me to go?
dash list dash list. It is a Buster image.
No, this is Bullseye.
Oh, okay.
And I can't scroll in there because there's a screen session. So let's Let's do it like this.
Control A. Escape. Page up. Can you search for user dash setup or add user?
User setup
Okay.
is in there.
And add user?
Nope. Nope. No add user.
Maybe it's a problem. I mean, yes. Add user should be there. Yes.
Interesting. So if I use the working build, it should be there, right?
If it's bullseye image, yes.
That's probably not. Maybe it's something in between. Let's see. Oh, I need to unplug this and go back to the switch. This doesn't work. So this is interesting. The working version does have systemd udefd, but I'm not quite sure if it's running systemd as init system or not. Let's see. User live cat etc debian debian version. So this is Debian 10.7, meaning it's a bust, not a bullseye system.
.7 is a buster system, yes.
And this one does come with add user. So
app
indeed,
user was really coming on bullseye. I was debugging this problem 2 years ago.
so the question is, no, I can't look inside the system. I would have to unpack the squash FS to see what's in there. Because it might actually come in as a dependency, and I would have to check if it's actually in there, even though it's not listed explicitly. Huh. Hmm, hmm, hmm. So I probably do not have this username thingy installed, but I should still be able to unpack the live system. Live. Let's push this to temp.
On this Saturday is Debian update to 11.6.
Okay.
With some changes for X2Go Thin client.
What do you mean?
Make the X2Go Thin client mini desktop package provides a LiDM greeter virtual package. I just read it right now on Debian stable announce.
That's Mate Mini Desktop for NFS, I believe. Or?
Maybe, yes.
That would be Mike's work then.
Okay.
Can you post a link to it somewhere so I can read it myself?
Just a mailing list. Should
And they don't have a
I?
public archive?
Just a moment.
Okay, so add user is included in that SquashFS image.
And it doesn't work?
And it doesn't work.
Can you post a link to wiki-x2go.org where the way to build it for ARM64?
It's included in the regular build script. You just have to change the parameter for the destination. Like just a few lines down from the regular Intel builds, you'll find the Raspberry Pi options. How to installing, configuring, and where's the build? Configuring the build. Here we go. Plop. Plop. There's one line that says for ARM Raspberry Pi. And if you enable the two parameters below that and disable the ones above that are for Intel builds, it should generate a Pi image for you. Okay, let's see what's happening.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so that X2Go thin client update is something that Mike must have worked on. That's not something I did. Okay, guys. It's almost 2300, and my contact lenses are starting to itch. I need to go to the bathroom, and I'm pretty spent for today. So I would say, if you still want to work on something, feel free to do so. Okay. You already have moderation rights, so just keep on going as long as you want. But I'll have to go. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow, 2000. And until then.
Have a good evening. Bye.
No.
Recording is stopped right now, yes?
Nope. I mean, we're still streaming. Recording is probably not stopped. I'm not sure though.
Okay, just a question.
Mm.
Do you see my question?
Yeah, I've seen
about
it. Yeah. Let me get this done quickly. The problem is that you will have to be careful with that. Because the
I'm always careful.
The builders use wait. Okay. The build machines are well, they use um um hmm, um
Okay, it's another architecture. I
yeah,
understand.
kinda. I mean, so we use so they have been pre-configured with CentOS 7, I guess, and we're using that as a base system. But I've then installed Shroot and created a Debian change root in there. So it's all Debian stretch basically in there. But for the big Indian box, which still has Debian Jessie in it, but it's not really relevant any longer. So if you'd ever need to get into the real system, you'd have to become root via sudo, and then use the shroot command line, which
Okay, if I'm coming with SSH, I'm go to Shroot.
yeah, no, well, yeah, well, not
Or to the CentOS machine.
no. If you connect via SSH, you connect to the outside to the actual system that is CentOS 7.
Okay.
As the CentOS user, because CloudInit has created the CentOS user, and we are using the CentOS user. Then you can become root via sudo, and after that, you can change into the real build system using shroot. The only thing that yeah, and it's basically shroot minus c source x2go minus stretch, but you can also find it in the shell history. Yeah, yeah. Okay, but I'll have to give you access my SSH keys first. Authorized keys. Ooh. Clement could probably remove his key or at least disable it. Mike. This is the key.
What was the point to let it on CentOS and not to
because I think that at the time, well, multiple points, because I think Debian didn't have PPC architectures as the as a supported official architecture. So we've been using CentOS as a base, including the kernel and everything, and I'm not even sure if they had. Well, no, they did have Debian images, but probably not the right Debian image.
Yes, but this is not supported by long-term support, extended long-term support, and such things. Yes.
Yeah.
Of this point of view, maybe it's better to use change root.
To not use change roots.
To use change root.
Well,
because PowerPC is supported on the CentOS. Yes, it's long term.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah, but I mean, I'm already using the change root. But it doesn't really help if the outside system is being supported if everything that we're doing is inside a change root, which is not supported, really. But that's just the way it is.
Yes, it's a little bit different.
So does Debian only support well, what architectures does Debian support for LTS? Probably only x86,
64,
64,
and maybe now ARM64.
Okay, so and all others just don't get any LTS support.
I mean, this.
They support 32-bit Intel, 64-bit Intel, ARM32, and ARM HF. FHQ page.
But you mean now just long-term support, yes?
Yeah. Okay, so Buster supports ARML, ARM HF, ARM64, AMD64, and i386. What do not supported? So PPC is not supported. Okay. Well, but that doesn't really matter for the most part if we keep up to date. If we ever keep up to date. Okay, so I will remove, disable Clemens SSH because he doesn't need it any longer. And put yours in there. Hmm. I probably should have kept as a comment. Okay, this is done. Demo box. Right. Okay. Test LE. CE Manually. And we can. Ooh. Okay, so you can now connect to any of these machines. It's the CentOS user for the builders and Debian user for the testing machines or demo machines.
I will try it.
I need to backport this. Mm.
Great, thank you. It works.
We'll probably never use CentOS Stream 8 anyway, will we?
No. Just a question.
Can edit
What
anyway.
is I see you have to regularly updates on it, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I update it every now and then. I haven't updated it for half a year or so, but it's usually updated.
Good.
At least the inner system has been updated quite recently because I had to install OpenJDK 11 packages for Jenkins to work.
Okay. Well, Avahi and Caps.
Mm.
I have just seen it right now running on Debian 11 demo box, nightly demo box.
Yeah, that's probably just the default setup. We haven't actually changed the default setup too much.
Okay.
And we might need cups anyway for printing. I mean,
Not in data center. I mean,
yeah, but for X2Go, if you want to test remote printing, at least you'll need the virtual PDF printer and stuff like that. So yeah, Avaki could get turned off, but cups probably not.
but wait, I don't see right now any change root on Debian
No,
11 nightly
no.
demo box.
Demo boxes don't have a change root.
Okay.
Demo boxes are just demo boxes. They have X2Go packages installed, and they're not building anything, so they don't need a change root. They just
Okay, it's
run
just from
natively.
demo.
Yeah, that's just a demo box. And the builders do have the change root for building packages.
Okay, I understand. Demo boxes, did they have any full qualified domain name or something like that?
I don't think so. I've never set it up.
Demo box are using, we have used it on Dornbirn, and they are for such purposes, yes?
What exactly?
This
Yeah,
demo boxes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Very likely, yes.
Okay.
This one, these two, and probably my server. Although these demo boxes are kind of slow some of the time, so it doesn't always make sense to actually use them because they are hosted in the US and the link can be
Yes.
slow. Well, yeah, it's not just. I mean, it's the problem is not the distance, but really that
latency is a problem.
Yeah, not real. I mean, it shouldn't be a real problem because the latency isn't all that bad. But something within the O2SL network is also adding more latency, or making networks slower for some reason. I don't know. I'm not even sure if all machines are affected or only PPC Power 8 machines. Some of them are Power 8, some of them are Power 9, if you remember.
Power 7.
Power 7. Power 7 and 8? No, Power.
I mean, yes.
Power 8 and 9. Don't think that we have any Power 7 machines left.
Just a moment, I have seen this. P8, Power 8, and Power 9, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, it was CentOS 7, not Power 7.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, I see. We have X2Go stretch change root. But right now moment. And where are we building? We're building it directly
Within the
on
change
the
root.
apps and
What exactly? Yeah.
Buster and Bullseye packages.
Yeah. It's all built on Japsand, and Japsand connects back to these machines, launches the Jenkins agent, and transfers all commands to these machines or to these built environments. So basically,
Just, I mean, we don't build Buster and Bullseye packages for PowerPC Little Endian.
uh, not right now,
Not right now.
because I think I've never added this yet. Because well, basically PowerPC, the whole PowerPC setup, um, is mostly for commercial support, really. And if nobody's paying us to build these packages, why should we? The machines
Yes,
are
I
not very
understand. Yeah.
the machines are not very fast anyway. They're just VMs, and um, each of them have like 2 cores and only 4 GB of RAM, I think, of system memory. So I've only enabled 2 build jobs per machine, per builder, and even those are pretty slow with all the builds that we have defined.
Okay, I understand. For hosting, we cannot use it because of territory.
Well, why would he use it for hosting? What would he host on them?
No, just I'm just thinking about costs.
Yeah, but we can't use these machines for anything critical or relevant because you know the network is can be quite slow at times, depending on what machine you're looking at. The Power 8 machines are notoriously sluggish. Um, the Power 9 cluster is a bit better, um, but you don't want to host critical infrastructure there. And we don't have any more resources left. So for VMs,
I
it's
have
almost
seen it's just 200 gigabyte.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Okay. Thank you
we're maxed
for permissions.
we're maxed out on vCores. That's the other issue.
Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking about ARM64. Where can we get this
I don't know.
for good price?
I could set up ARM64 on Japsand or whatever's supposed to replace it.
Virtualized.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Well, it works for ARM32. I mean, we are already building Raspbian stuff on that via user emulation in QEMU or user space. No, user space emulation. Yeah, kind of.
Is Yapsan really so powerful?
But it's I don't know. It's fine, I guess. It's an 8-core machine with 64 gigabytes of system memory and uh like
Okay. Good.
a 3 terabyte disk or something like that. It's probably um too expensive, but it's too expensive for its hardware by now, probably. So we should move to something else anyway. Um, but it's not. Well, it's slow because we have a lot of build jobs. So building actually takes ages once everything is done. Uh, but the machine itself isn't isn't slow. And the Raspbian builds, the Raspbian builds, I haven't really timed them, but I think they're like 3 to 5 times slower than than their native um, build equivalents.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's time to go to bed for me.
Okay.
Have a nice evening, and it would be nice if you can try mock.
Yeah, I'm
If
still backporting things. We still need a lot of fixes in mock itself and the configs because of Debian's RPM breakage. But I'm working on that. Um, I've also added uh, these fixes to CentOS Stream 8 and will do so for 9 and probably then also Rocky Linux. Because well, I don't know. Is CentOS still alive or have users essentially switched to Rocky?
a lot of users are switched to Rocky, a lot of users switched to Alma, and yeah.
But I don't want to. I don't want to support like 10 different distros. CentOS.
Yes or not. Maybe we should support just CentOS 7, so long it's supported in
Yeah.
upstream.
Yeah.
I mean Rocky 8 and Rocky 9 as well. Yes, because Rocky have better sponsors and the foundation behind Rocky. I mean,
Okay, but how does EPEL work with, for instance, Rocky Linux? Can we use EPEL packages on Rocky Linux, or is EPEL basically just for CentOS Stream? Because if it's only for CentOS Stream, then we'd have an issue there. Or is EPEL or is Rocky Linux actually copying EPEL packages?
on mock, I have packaged. You can see in configuration files Rocky plus EPEL.
Okay.
It's supported.
Okay. Well, if that works, fine. Okay, good. So okay. So I'll also backport the changes to Rocky Linux and probably not care about Alma Linux.
I mean, it's just the same, yes. I would not really to depend on OS version output. or some variables like I don't know, OS version equal to Rocky or something like that. If you write there Rocky or Alma or Rel, it's just all the same. Oracle, Linux,
Well,
yes.
as long as the environment is also the same, and as long as we can install packages on any of these platforms without running into trouble with dependencies, that's the point.
Yes, Euler OS is another fork, yes, from Huawei. And they are running this in China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So that concludes it. If you are moving out, I will probably do too. Vadim, do you want to stay in here? I don't know if he's still in there anyway. And I will also remove Stefan's recording bot once I stop streaming. Okay. So thank you. This concludes it for today, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
If you need another software in new book form or something, what I can prepare, just
Yeah,
say it.
probably not. No, I just need to backport other stuff like OBS build and patches to that, and probably even libsolve because we're using a patched version of libsolve.
Okay. Are you maintaining some packages on Debian?
Not. I'm not a Debian developer.
But Debian maintainer?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, I'm listed as a maintainer for DNF, but I'm.
For
But I
DNF?
never wanted to. Yeah, but I never wanted to maintain it. That was the point. Yeah.
Okay. Just
And Frederick will
disclaimer.
probably remove me as a maintainer, because he's asked me whether I want to be listed as one, and I've said no.
Yes, but it's really better if you have more than one maintainer listed in packages,
Yeah, but
because if one maintainer is ill or not responsible for emails or for some CVE,
yeah, I know, but
you have
I
another one.
just
Yeah.
don't have the time to maintain the whole DNF stack within Debian. I've done the initial packaging, and then wrote an ITP, and that was then pulled in like a year later by the Cubes people.
Okay.
Hey, so thank you, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. And now I'm gonna stop stream.